Lesley, what's your where's a good where do you go for your blog content, your copy?
I suppose primarily where I've been getting most of my ideas has been through email. What people have been emailing through on their lists. It's the way they're building relationships, things that they're sharing, has just sort of prompted me. And you know, I mean, for example, I've just done one about a couple of books. Well, I've just done 2 posts about 2 books. And that was prompted simply through the author of one of them. Actually, I'm on his list, and he emailed me the other day, and I thought, oh, there's an idea. Let's just do a blog post about one of his books. Now, I will openly admit, I'm just trying to get content out there. It's maybe not original. You know, I've simply gone to Amazon, copy and pasted a load of the points off of there, put my Amazon link on an image, and voila, there's a blog post. So I mean, there's not a lot of originality to it, but my objective is to try and build a habit where I'm just doing this on a daily basis. Then I can take it to, Jay's not on the call, the next level. You know, because I'm not doing any keyword research, I'm not doing any syndication, I'm just simply creating the blog post and publishing it. But you will have seen obviously from the group the other day that I've actually been doing a couple of blog posts, and I've actually been able to get them onto page 1 results on Google. And that was simply through seeing some things being posted on Facebook, and I've simply collated them into a couple of blog posts and published them. And obviously this person hasn't done that, and I'm up there #1 on both my personal, well, not on both, but I'm position 1 I think on my personal blog, and about position 3 with my Empower blog.
Good for
so you know, I've not done anything special to get that up there, it's just gone there.
It's using initiative in the end. You know, it's nothing magic, but it's just getting there, grabbing the opportunity when you see it, and just doing it. I think a lot of action takers are a lot of the people, you know, the ones that change the world. And that sounds a bit sort of grandeur as far as blog posts are concerned. You know, it's but it is all about taking action. When you see an opportunity, just go with it. Don't think about it too much. And I'm a massive one for procrastination and paralysis of analysis and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, you've obviously grabbed the bull by the horns and saw an idea there and just went with it. So
yeah, I mean, I think where I've struggled in the past is thinking, what shall I write about? Where, you know, what content shall I put out there? But I think when I actually just made the decision that I was going to start doing this on a daily basis, every day, I don't finish my day unless I've done a blog post ready for the next day, because what I do is I write it at night ready to submit the next morning, so I can sleep on it just in case there's anything I want to change. But every day I publish a blog post, and I write on my Facebook fan page, and every other day I've had a broadcast message going out. So obviously I've been scheduling those way ahead. I think I'm scheduled up to about the 10th of October at the moment. And I think it was just that when I made the decision that that was what I was going to do, strangely enough, I just started seeing the things to help me create the content and to create my broadcast messages. I think prior to that, because I hadn't made the decision I was actually going to go out there and make it happen, I wasn't attracting it, I wasn't noticing it. It's a bit like when you make the decision to buy a car and you know which car it is and what model it is and what colour it's going to be. All of a sudden, all the cars you see on the motorway are that particular car, and you just think, my God, isn't that so popular?
Law of attraction at work. Yeah, that's called the reticular activating system. It's when I had exactly the same thing when I bought my truck a while back. You know, you just don't see them around. You think, yeah, that'll be good because there's hardly any of them. You get the car, you're in the car, you're driving with the car on a daily basis. Suddenly, there's bloody loads of them, and it's surprising. Yeah, it's very cool. And yeah, absolutely, you get it. You bring about what you think about. So if you're focusing on, you know, content, you will. And some people think this is all stupid, you know, mumbo jumbo. It really isn't. It's a law. And
it gets easier. It does get easier once you get into the swing of it. I know that from my personal health and wellness blog that I used to do 2 or 3 blogs a week. And they'd be stacking up the things that you're going to talk about, because you know, you couldn't churn them out quick enough, really.
Yeah.
Dorothy's just asking, are you getting leads with that, Lesley? And she'd love to know the tips you're following or the clues. Is it some kind of course that you've done, or just tips?
Well, I'm glad you're reading that out, because for some reason I can't see the chat box now.
No, that's why I have to keep interrupting you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Sorry, what was she asking? I've gone back.
Are you getting leads was the first question.
Right. No. Not that I'm aware of. I've got Google Analytics, and I've noticed an upturn, an increase in visitors. But from the opt-in forms that I've got on that page, I don't recall any leads as yet.
Okay.
But obviously the first step is to increase the traffic, and then obviously the conversions from there. So
we'll follow.
One step at a time. I'm a strong believer in that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just ask, Lesley, do you have, obviously you've got your capture thing, and what that's at the top right, is it, of the blog? Yeah. And what's your call to action within your blog posts?
Well, it varies depending on what my blog post is about.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them obviously do go out to empower, but some do go out to my primary business. So obviously it does depend what the blog post is.
Yeah.
But what dawned on me, I suppose, probably seems rather ridiculous that I didn't sort of click onto this sooner. But you know, it's like getting paid to blog. You hear that all the time, and I'm thinking, well, what does that actually mean? And it wasn't until I saw someone else's blog post about a week or so ago that I suddenly thought, you know, when you're stuck for a call to action, just stick something at the bottom that says, if you'd like to share ideas like this and get paid for it, click here.
Was that Ben?
Sorry?
Was that Ben on his video?
I can't remember where I saw it, but I just remember seeing it somewhere, and I just thought, do you know, that is just so simple. Yeah. So now I put that sort of thing at the bottom of my blog post if there's no specific call to action, and then just put an image that, you know, tells them to click or whatever, and that's basically my call to action. But if I'm doing something specific, I've just done one on optimized press. You know, I've just put an image at the bottom that says buy now, you know, and that obviously clicks them through to my affiliate link. Mm-hmm. So it really does depend on what the blog post is, but I just, you know, use images and just shut off every post with some form of comment.
One thing if I could just add to that, what I found is I use that exact method as well. But what I've started doing now, or at least this was the idea before my laptop started being silly, was to add in, if it's something I'm very passionate about and I want to put my own view, and I record a video for the blog post, put the video as high up in the blog post as possible, so that when people are viewing that actual blog post page, you're going to have to point to your left, and say their right, and literally say, oh, you know, this is about the blog post, blah blah blah, have a read below, hope you like it, and by the way, if you'd like to do a similar thing and get paid, put your email address in there, and you're then pointing pretty much at the opt-in box. And I found that really works, because that obviously it's a very visual call to action. So that's my.
So the other things that Dorothy was asking were that she would love to know the tips that you're following or the clues, and is it some kind of course or is it just somebody else's tips?
Lesley.
Tips relating to?
Well, just what you've been talking about, where you've got you know, your bits and ideas for what you're doing now.
I suppose really it's just a combination of just having seen things as I'm going along, basically. You know, I mean, obviously we know from Gavin's video to get started, you know, how to sort of create your header tags, and obviously I always like things to appeal to my eye line. Whether they appeal to others, I don't know, but you know, I obviously format it so that it's easily readable for myself. I try and keep things to short lines wherever possible, because I just don't get on with big paragraphs of text. So again, that was, I think, something that I think Diane Hockman said probably about a year ago with emails, or it could have been Dagan Smith or whatever. You know, you just keep your lines as short as possible. So of course I'm just using plenty of lines within my blog posts. And really, in terms of using images and the call to action image at the bottom and the statements and what have you, yeah, it's just a combination really of just watching videos and reading different things along the way. It's no one specific action
It's
that I've
trial and
taken.
error.
Of course, yeah, basically. I mean, you know, I've learnt over time how to get most of the SEO options, you know, ticked or whatever.
You like to choose
So yeah, as I say, I'm just taking one step at a time. The next thing I've got to learn is obviously keywords, and after that's syndication and what have you. But you know, the main thing at the moment is just to get the content out there and get the ball rolling.
Oh, good for you. Did you try Stu's little strategy of doing the underlining?
Yeah, I did that last night on one. Yeah, yeah, but I'm not sure whether that really plays any importance, because when I read the support database for Empower, they said even though they're aware that it doesn't change to green, if you know it exists in your post, then you know that's all that matters. So I always finish it off by saying, if you enjoyed this post, and then put the title, please tweet it and comment below. So I always underline that. So I know it's always in there, even though I've always had the red cross. And I just think, well, I know it exists. Google should spot it. So
quite nice to see the percentage go up, though. If you are literally leaving it to the last one, to the last appearance of your keyword or keyword phrase, to underline it, because it literally takes about 10 seconds with what Stu was doing. Talking about, and yeah, it's quite nice tweaking it. If you're on 95%, it'll go very close to 100. But yeah, you know, we're not quite sure how much of a big thing that is. I agree. I don't think it's a massive thing, but yeah, as long as it is in there somewhere underlined.
Might not matter.
Well, I was going to say, when Blog Beast comes along, it may all be irrelevant.
We will see. Yes, indeed.